just enough. Okay, I did this live and not live, those I did those short on um on closure. Sometimes when you had a tough situation and how would you handle it? Anyhow, hello guys, this is your Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. So the topic was like hot. It just I just happened to have been talking to someone and I was sharing what I posted. I'm just trying to put this thing on silent. And we happened to like have a little bit of a discussion about it. And the person disagreed with me and they're like, sometimes you need closure. And which I understand. Sometimes you might feel like, like someone who just ghosted you. But to me, the way I sort of see it, it's like, I don't know. I guess it may be like part of that Caribbean thing. It's like if someone disrespects you, why would you want to like speak to them to find out, the leftover of the disrespect they didn't get to tell you? If someone ghosts you, they don't want to talk to you. They are no longer interested. They want to do something different. They have the right to. So why would I find that to be such a big deal that I would go as far as um finding them? Because I see like that show, what is it, ghosting, fishing, something, and that's what they do. It's like after someone ghosts them and then they look for them. Why would I want to look for someone who ghosted me? But of course, in a lot of the cases, the people give a lot of money to those folks. They really believed in the dream. They really thought they find the love of their lives, but that's not what it was, unfortunately. And that was tough, to watch. You'd have people who would go and find out that the person they thought was the love of their life is a married person, you know, or the person is already in committed in a relationship, or the person could be living a totally different opposite life than what they told them that they were living, where they told them they could have lived is not really where they live. So many things. It's like if someone ghosts me, I think that's enough. I don't need any more. You know, Perhaps I may want to reach out to be like, you okay? But I'm not gonna be like calling you 1,000 times just to find out what's going on. You shouldn't do that to yourself because people are funny. Of course, something can happen. Sometimes someone may end up at the hospital. It may be something like that. If you know your person is like that, okay, you can take a chance. But if someone show you who they are, why would you give them a gun to hold for you? The person is showing you who they are. They're like a scammer. They're a liar. They're a cheater. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm looking for something here. I know you're against me, but here's this gun. Hold on to it. Let me see. Where is this thing I'm looking for? Oh, okay, maybe it's over there. Let me go look over there. I'll be right back. Like, don't do that. The person meant to kill you. They just did not aim right. because they didn't aim right, they happen to miss. They're like, but instead of they did, so they missed, you know? Um, so you shouldn't become their prey, you know? Um, move away from people like that. People that are that negative, people who cannot be kind enough to at least say, listen, I don't think I'm interested anymore. I think I want to take a different direction. They don't tell you anything. They just woke up one day and decided, oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, I was looking for someone. Or while they talking to you, they go and on different websites and apply, I don't know, whatever, I don't know the terms, and go and look for someone else, and then they end up finding someone else, and then they repeat the same thing. If someone is that disrespectful to you, like, don't give them any more room. Sometimes people go for closure, instead they go hurt themselves. Now you didn't know that he also cheated, I don't know, with somebody you worked with in the past. This person might not be your friend, but you work with them or whatever. Like, you didn't need to know that. It's already over. It was, they cheated with somebody at their job. You don't need to know that. Like, whatever, you don't need to know. It's just too much information. You can't handle it. Your heart can't handle it. But then you go dig up for more stuff that your heart can handle. Next thing you know, you have a heart attack or something of that nature. Like, don't do that to yourself. you know if someone walks away, better they walk away now than another 10, 20, 30 years from your life. You know, it doesn't matter. You could be 60 years old and someone walk away, someone walks away from you. It's like, yay, better now than when you're 90. It would feel worse when you're like hurting and maybe like have medical issues, and then this person who was a bit younger than you decided to walk away. Um, it's just like, when you're talking about, um, I don't know, some kind of friendly reconciliation, or you just want that closure, you just want to ask some questions. Sometimes it may be good. You might say, what's the purpose? And they could be like, you know what, on Saturdays, you talk too much. When you're cleaning, you make so much noise, and the neighbor, and, but even that, I tell people, some people say, maybe that helped them, you know, it caused them to change the way that they were about certain things or whatever. But to me, it's like the person who loves you, that won't matter to them. That won't matter to them. The person that loves you, you could be like making noise like a cuckoo, sitting next to their window every night. Woo, roo, roo. They won't care. They would act, the thing that people actually hate, they will love. You know, that ugly laughter that everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna laugh. And you're like, and people hate it. But the person who loves you would be like, oh my God, I love her because of the laughter. It's so contagious. I love it. You know, I remember someone from a mission trip we were at, and we were talking, and then the reason he married her, he wanted to marry her immediately. They were on a date, he fed her, and she picked up the plate and licked the plate. For some people, they would have be like, I'll be right back. Let me go to the bathroom. I don't know. I probably would have just walked out. Yeah, talk about like ghosting. I would be doing a live ghosting. You know, I don't think I would have liked it as a female or as a male. But the husband said that's why he married her. The minute she ate, and she literally, that's how she is. When she eats, she licks her plates. Ever since she was a kid, she always did it, you know, and that's how she's been. And then when she met that guy or they hooked them up, and I mean, after he cooked for her, and after she ate, she licked the plate, and he fell in love. So you see, the person who loves you, it doesn't matter what it is that you do. Sometimes, some people like they want to know um what was the problem so they can correct the problem. There's no problem for the person who loves you. For the person who loves you, I mean, there's a story. I don't know if I've shared this here. There's this couple that kept fighting all the time. And um and one last day, sometimes, when they fight, they put the child in care with someone else. And the last fight, you know, he did not make it. And when the ambulance came and police, and he declared to everyone that she did not hurt him, that he's the one who hurt himself. Would you do that? So the person who loves you, it doesn't matter. You could have one tooth that reaches your chin, you know, you could have one breast that reaches to your knee, that when you're showering and you gotta take it and and throw it over so you can wash underneath it. I mean, you can have hair that reaches the ground and you can have no hair. Nobody cares, when someone cares about you, when they love you won't have to worry about all that. It's only when people don't love you and they constantly want to change you. They constantly want to change who you are. They constantly want to change the way you speak. They want to change the way you walk. They want to change the way you talk. You know, they want to change just about anything and everything about you. It's like there's something wrong with you. And relationship from, I'm not talking about parents and children who is giving the child a guide, of how to live, how to do things and whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking relationship adult to child. I'm talking a romantic relationship when someone wants to change you, change everything about you, change your head wrap. They want you to to show your hair. They want you to cover up. This is too much. This is too short. This um like when people want you to change when people want you to change anything, period, anything, it doesn't matter what it is. If you like shoes and they want you to wear it, no, it shouldn't be. Unless sometimes, some people want to upgrade you. Some people like to shop at Walmart or whatever, and now this person is like, I got you, and they take you um to the big luxury stores in the city instead of you shopping in town, and the person is like, I got you. If you wanna, get some stuff, let me take you somewhere. Let me take you where I go. Let me take you where I take my sister. Let me take you where I take my mom to see if you like anything. If you like, that's fine. If you don't too, I'm okay with it. You know, but it's not like they're demanding that you go, you know. So you just gotta, you gotta, there's gotta be a balance, you know. Um, there's this guy, he um he didn't have the greatest job, and of course, you know, back in the days that moms are usually and mostly stay at home. Um, and you know, but she did the best that she could. She saved you know, as much as she can by fixing things much cheaper and shopping at places that are, you know, secondhand, you know, thrift stores. She doesn't go to mega stores, big stores to get, you know, furniture or to get clothes for the kids or for herself. Like anything they need is always at the second hand shop. She never really goes because the husband was not making much money. So she had to be a good wife. She had to, you know, save money, learn to save money and so on. So the husband got a promotion, so he started making more money. And he kept telling her, you know, it's okay now. You know, you can go to a first hand shop. You can go to a regular store now. You know, um, don't overdo it yet, but you can go to a regular store. And she just didn't want to do so. No matter how much he told her it's okay, gave her her own card, gave her cash, she just kept being cheap. She just being, you know, all what's the word? All stingy about it. You know, she didn't want to spend any money. You know, she didn't know how to balance things. And he started, like, you know, going shopping at major stores now. You know, he's wearing brand name, and she didn't get it. She just, instead she's like, you know, why you wasting money? You know, it's so hard for us. And he's like, he got another promotion, so he's like, it's not as hard, we could do whatever we want now. You know, he's like, you know, I can even buy you a car if you want. I can even pay for stuff. If you want to take the kids out to the fair now, he's like, we can afford it. I got you. And she's still like, oh no, I don't think it's a good idea. It's a lot of money we're gonna waste, and so on and so forth. He continued to shop at major stores. He's looking good, but she's not looking good anymore. When they go places, she doesn't look good anymore. It's like she's not, she just, like they say, you know, you just let yourself go. And so eventually, after quite some times, after telling her over and over, and he felt obliged to leave her behind because she did not want to go up, you know? She didn't want to continue going up with him where he was heading. So, you know, it's a challenge, but it's not impossible. So eventually, he left her, and he ended up with the kids because he was the one working, and she was left with nothing, just the way she thought she was. She always didn't want to spend money. Then now she has no money to spend. She won't have to worry at all about it. She never wanted to change her clothes. She didn't want to get new clothes. Guess what? Now you're homeless. You have nothing. You're not gonna need to change your clothes. You exactly what you imagine yourself to be. So, you know, it's like you just got to be better. Just like I was talking about before, I think maybe the lives right before that or after that. I think before that. That sometimes you gotta think, you gotta live in your not live in your future, but you gotta have dreams about your future too, because a lot of time we talk about the memories of the past, the past. We got sick, we fell, we worked, we wrote, we sung, we danced, we, I mean, all the many things we did. We had children. We 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 lost some. We gained some. We, I mean, you lost job, jobs, and unjustly. That's such a word, you know, unjustly. I think is the word. Um, I mean, I was thinking of injustice. So you just did the best that you could, you know you did everything that you could, and it just, damn, it didn't work out. Then what? Then I lost my train of thought. At 21, I lost my train of thought. Oh, come on, come back. Ah, such a good point I was going to make too. Okay, he left her, and then I was in another story. Ah, how did that happen? I was so on point tonight. But anyhow, you get the point of the story. She ended up being homeless. She had nothing because that's how she imagined. Okay, so we kept talking about the memories of her past. See, I've been training myself. I'm telling you. You believe me now? Um, we keep talking about the memories of our past. How much we were in pain, how much we got hurt, who left us, who hurt us, who cut us, who fought us, who everything us, but all this negativity, and we just stay in it. We forgot that we had a present to care for. So we kept living in the past because we kept talking about the past. What if, you spend some time to talk about the memories of your future? What would happen if you were to talk about the memories of your future? How beautiful you see the house you're about to live in. How beautiful you see the cars that are parked in the driveway. You see that beautiful pool, so long you can swim. You imagining doing all the beautiful laps in the morning. How healthy you're gonna be. Your arms are gonna be beautiful. You're gonna have your six pack back. Like, what if you spend some time in your future instead of talking about the memories of the past? Speak of the memories of the future. That's how we set better memories for our past, our future past, by setting the pace, setting the path. Be a pathfinder, you know? So what if you could just spend a little time, invest a little time that you do, instead of doing it in your past, do it in your future, and make it the way you want to see it. Make it as you imagine. No boundaries, you know? If Disney World was Walt Disney, if he allowed limitations from people as they were trying to, there would have been no Disney World today. If he were afraid, you know, um, too afraid to bring his future past in his present, then there wouldn't be a Disney World today. But because he allowed himself to leave, to live or see the memory of his future, the memory, I like to say the memory of his past future, of his future that's going to be soon his past. If he allowed himself to just, if he did not, if Walt Disney did not allow himself to live in that world, there would have been no Walt Disney today. So you do the same. You live in your world, no limitation. Don't let anybody limit you. Whatever they told you, whatever limitations they try to put on you, you don't accept it. You just keep on moving. You just keep on doing what you're doing because you're in control. So, anyhow, how I started, I was telling you that when it comes to, you know, romantic relationships, be careful. Um, don't just repeat things. A lot of things that people are repeating, it's not really about them. It's really about what they see on TV. Um, people like, oh, get to know me, the real me. Sometimes they don't even know what it means. Like someone did that one time, and I was like, what does that mean? And every time they say it, I kept saying, what does that mean? And at the end, they were just as confused can be. They had no clue what they were saying. They were just like, keep watching movies and repeating the stuff that, he heard. And at the end, he can't even explain what does that mean. Like, okay, but if you were to show an example of what you just said, what would that look like? They couldn't do it. So when you taking decisions, be to say things, make sure you know the meaning of them. Make sure that you don't allow your past to be not just be in your present, but be your present. A lot of time we blame people for things that have been done to us in the past that that person had nothing to do with. So be careful with that. And as far as, you know, breaking up and going back, trying to mend a broken heart, this is only in a song. He can't mend your broken heart. He can give you a little bit of a good time. Maybe you could have a couple of drinks and then, you have a couple of drinks and you go have some good time or you spend some time, and by the morning time, it's right back to phase one, right back to the same things you were running away from. So be careful with that. When someone disrespects you, they walk away from you, or maybe they didn't walk away physically, but they walked away emotionally, spiritually, you know, um, they walked away. It just their walking away is perhaps invisible. It's not as visible, as what they're doing, but when people walk away, you know, they might not walk away like, okay, forget it, I'm leaving. They might not do that, but sometimes their presence is more insulting than their leaving. If they departed, it would have been better. Some people stay in your house, like you have people sometimes, couples that are going through divorce, and then they they reside together because they're trying to fight, who's gonna have what, and yada yada. Me, I don't know. I thank God that I didn't have to go through these things that way. Um, Everything that I had to go through were, I don't know, the people were maybe, um I mean, much younger. I was so fierce. Maybe they were not comfortable because usually people are not comfortable confronting me. Because you, like, because I would know what I'm talking about. Like, I would like give facts. I was always like that as a kid. Like, I don't lose an argument. It doesn't matter. Even if I didn't know what I'm talking about, I will fight you so hard that you would believe my nonsense over yours. I'm kidding. So you can't use that against me. Okay. Um, I'm kidding. There you go. So, um, all right. Mm, okay, I think that's better. So, so yeah, whatever, wherever I was. So the point is like, stop disrespecting yourself. Um, Stop putting yourself to a situation you don't need to be in. It's so it's so sad sometimes, what some kids do, trying to get some closure, trying to, and then the person does not even understand that, and sometimes disrespects them. What are you doing here? Get out of my house. One person had to go through that, and I felt so bad because I kept telling them, like, I- it's like going to a funeral. Like, I have one of my sib, I think that's like that. He can't. One of my siblings, as a sib, you know, trying to be cool, according to my son. You know, so I think he's like that. He goes to a funeral. He must see the 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 departed. You know, if he doesn't, you know, um, he must see the dead person for those international, um, for people who speak like a little different English. He must see the departed. He must see the dead person in the coffin. He must see it while it's open. If he doesn't see it, that's when he has nightmare because he didn't see it, so he doesn't know what it looks like. So then he start creating in his head what it may have looked like, especially like, God forbid, someone who got hit by a car, or someone that it's more tragic than just like going to sleep and not waking up. So if he doesn't, like, he always, even if it's not even like a local, a more local, meaning like someone from the church type funeral, it could be somebody in the outside who came from a different town, because our pastor was really popular. He preached really well. So people sometimes, they may have come to the church and they say they wanted him, to, if they should ever get married or die. And sometimes, that's how they end up coming there. God bless you, baby. And you're welcome. And I shouldn't have said that. Right. So like that, if they liked him the way he preached, and then they would be like, okay, they make their arrangement that way. So he had that issue, he must see the dead person, and then he's okay, he's like satisfied kind of way, it's like, yeah, I accomplished something. But if he doesn't see it, that's when he's scared. He can't go inside unless somebody is going inside. He cannot, god forbid, he would be inside or outside where there's nobody, and then all of a sudden, like, we had like a some kind of issues with the current, with the electricity, you know, and just like a 10 seconds kind of thing, he gets real uncomfortable and would like find refuge wherever there's a group of people, you know. So it's kind of like the same way, some people are like, someone had said that. It's like, oh, I must have closure, otherwise I can't move on. I can respect that, but I'm telling you that you don't. Someone who I mean, unless you were the one who disrespected the person and now you need closure and you want the person to forgive you, now that's a different ball game. You know? At some point in life, the person would want closure. Like, I have, a person I used to be with, and he came at the end of his life, and that's like a whole other story, you know, but at a young age. And because of the way that things ended between us, and he wanted to communicate before his departure. He wanted to, he had certain things to say or whatever, and that he wanted to get off his chest if he had to live for good, if he had to be gone, you know? So just stuff like that, that would be a bit different, because if you're the one who caused pain, to someone, you're the one who's the cheater, the abuser, and then later on in life you got a course, you accepted Jesus, or you went Scientologist, you did something that pushed you, or maybe you start reading something, you push yourself or somebody pushed you to do better. And then you're like, oh my God, I don't like what I did to Mary. So you're like, oh my God, I don't know if Mary's gonna. And then now you're bothered a bit. And even then, I'm gonna tell you why. Because you you have to forgive yourself, you know? The next step you do it, if you're able to, because sometimes people are dead, what you gonna do, dig up and try to have them forgive you, you know so as long as you forgive yourself, even then, you don't have to have closure from the person, but you may choose to have closure, to excuse yourself, to ask for forgiveness, to just say that, listen, I was young, I didn't know any better, and I apologize. I realize how important this is. Maybe sometimes the same thing could happen to your child, and that's when you remember, you know little Peanut, you used to do that too. So, so when it comes to an end of something, if you're able to keep it friendly and say, all right, I wish you well, and nobody's mad, that's great. That's kind of like, for me, maybe mad, they mad a little, um but they're not angry. If I needed, I don't know, if I really was at the last desperation and I forgot I forgot my power within, and I said, "Oh, let me reach out for help or whatever have you." I think I will get like I can't because I'm working kind of thing, or I'm on my way, or I'm sending someone to help you kind of thing. But I don't have, I don't, I don't think I have any relationship where if I call, anybody would be yelling at me, or they would be, I mean, some may be really glad. Some others, um, I think others may be wondering, oh God, did I do something? Or I don't know. I don't know what they would say, but I don't have any type of, hallelujah. I don't have any type of thing where it can be so toxic, that you can't even talk to anyone anymore. So if it's that situation and you guys just talking because no one did anything, maybe a person was like relocating, maybe a person was being challenged by life, maybe a person was doing whatever. Did I say moving to a different country or moving to a different continent? So stuff like that. But it's just, you know, normal stuff about um unfortunately I think that one who passed was the one who kind of like gives some trouble, but I I don't believe, especially it sounds like, you know, his eyes opened up, so it doesn't sound like he would be any kind of funny. I think everybody would just, hey, how you doing? Anything I can do to help? You know, if I were to indicate that I was going through some situation. So anyway, but you know, it just to me, what I see when I see a beautiful person who meant to be in love, to do everything they do, and then somehow the other person lack understanding and misunderstood them, and instead of loving them back, mistreated them and do stuff. And I just remind them what I see in front of me, and regurgitate some of the stuff they say sometimes, you're like kind of like turn it around, in a way that it can be translated into a strong person. Because sometimes people do things that are supposed to be like um typical normal, like to be a girl is to like get up, cook, clean, and um take care of things, and to be a boy is to wake up, watch TV, play, go crazy, come back, come home, eat, and then go have some more fun, and then come back, eat, and shower, and watch some TV, and then bed, you know. But for a girl, it wouldn't be that. That's kind of like what I mean. Like, don't get lost in translation of, what you're supposed to be. Be what you want to be, and handle that communication in a way that you're not gonna regret that you did that, in a way that you're not gonna be sad about it, in a way that you're not gonna be totally like in a worse place than you started with. That wouldn't make sense. So if if you're in a relationship, like I said, you're in front of me, I remind you of some of these things, and then maybe I could give you some exercise depending on the type of person you are. There are different ways, modalities, if you may, that I may use, you know, to kind of help. I use different ways, different things, you know, that would make sense to you, you know. Some people can be um very computer savvy. Some people just don't care to know. So you got to go by what people know, by what people understand and what they're willing to do. Um so if you feel like at the end of the day you feel like the meeting, you know, uh, the closure is what you must do. You must have you go ahead if you're comfortable with it. If you're comfortable with whatever the person is going to tell you, you go ahead. But when you do these kind of things, you just never know what may come out. You just never know if it's going to be nice, good, crazy, you know. So when you do it, when you go do a closure, you just got to keep that in mind, because some people, if they're not um kind enough about, you know, your feelings, they will tell you anything, you know, after they done hurt you and cheated, and here you are, you can't have children, and then they like, oh, by the way, those are my children, you know, or by the way, this person is pregnant, you know, to just kind of like mm, stab a wound, you know, that's already open. So stuff like that. That's why I don't find it necessarily necessary, you know, to go find more um what's the name? More for more, to find even more things that just going to, you know, not feel good. And sometimes these are worse than what you thought before. You know, sometimes they have a double life and another set of family, two, three, four houses down. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if this is what you choose, go ahead. But if you know yourself, if you understand yourself, if you know that, you know, you have the power within, you can fix your own self, you know. It's not like you don't need to go look outside of you. You have everything within. If you know how strong this power is, you would know that it can fix your heart, um that you considered it broken or whole. It can help you, and it can do whatever you need in life, whatever you need to control, whatever you need to manage. It got you, that power deep inside of you. You know, if you need to manage things, if you need to do whatever, it got you. So, um, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you because, you know, I was talking to someone, and as I said, they were just like wanted their closure, and I was telling them not to bother with closure, because sometimes you go to a closure, you go to make make things worse, you know. It's like your heart could have been sad, and you went to the closure, now your heart is split into multiple pieces, you know. So some stuff are better left alone, some stuff are better left unknown. You don't have to be to kill yourself. You don't have to kill yourself to go find out, to go get some news, you know, go find out things that's only gonna hurt you even more. So it is what it is. I think y'all got enough time out of me. It was supposed to be like a pretty quick one, but it just I wanted to get deep inside of it to for you to understand where I was coming from. It's not like I'm just against, you know, closure. It's just I would prefer not, because oftentimes people go to just fight some more, especially if it's like a very toxic already relationship where they're yelling and fighting and they can never get along. They can never be in a room for more than 10 seconds. You know, if it's that type, it's even worse. They might end up killing one another. So, especially if you know if you know you guys are toxic, I mean, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone, and 10, 20 years from now, it might not even matter when you see one another. You know, if you have your family or not, it's just gonna be like, oh, it's you. Hey, hey. And then you keep moving, you know? So that's what it is. That's it. I hope you guys have had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you found something that you can share with someone else. So this is your Reverend Dr. Marie Breville. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you then. Bye.